let's move on to using quick parts in a document. So in quick parts, that's where you can find your building blocks. What are building blocks? Building blocks contain built-in reusable content such as text, graphics, and objects. Building blocks are easy to manage and insert in a document for a quick format. So building blocks are organized in galleries and sorted by category. So in the building blocks gallery, you can insert cover pages, headers, footers, page numbers, and so on. So where can we find the building blocks? So you can find it in the insert tab and then text section under the quick parts command. So there, quick parts, you click on the arrow down. And then you can see right here the auto text, document property field, and the building blocks organizer. So another term for building blocks is auto text. So, and you can use both features the same way. So again, as mentioned, Word provides a number of predetermined building blocks, or you can create or customize your own building blocks for use in other documents. So the building blocks organizer, which is here, so let's click it, provides a way for you to manage building blocks by editing, deleting, or inserting them. So here you have the edit, delete, and the insert. And then in this part is you can see the preview for that certain block. Now as you can see, there's a name, the gallery, or basically it's like the category, or what kind of building block that is. And then of course it is built-in building. So you can built-in, there you have a lot of building blocks. So those built-in options in our previous discussions, so diba, even the watermarks, so all those built-in were have or are considered as building blocks. So that is where you can organize, again as I mentioned, your building blocks. So in the gallery column, so it indicates the gallery, of course, or the it indicates the, what is that, it indicates the gallery that contains each block. So for example, diba, a while ago when we were using, or when we were inserting a watermark, the different built-ins that we found were found at the watermark. So for instance, the draft 1 can be found at the watermark. These different building blocks can be found in your text boxes and so on. So that is your gallery. Now for the category column, it indicates each element's general type. So for example, this is a built-in type. Now in this case, it is a disclaimer type, it is a confidential type, urgent type, and so on. So there is a specific type. So let's try to check, diba? Let's try to check this part, watermarks and then disclaimers, or the confidential. So let's close this, or let's go to design, watermark. So the type is this one, diba? It is confidential, it is urgent. So diba, you have the disclaimer, you have the urgent. So that was your, or that is what you can see in your category. So again, different ang imuhang category o ang imuhang gallery ha. Sa gallery is asa siya makitaan, asa siya makita na command sa imong ribbon. The category is inside the command, napad yung mga categories, o ana asa siya din na belong na category. So ana siya. That is the difference between your gallery and category. Then the template column, let's bring this here. The template column indicates the template in which the element is stored. And then, so, mana siya yung template column. So, you can use the buttons at the bottom of the dialog box to delete and edit the selected building block. So you have here also the behavior and the description of your building block. So if you want to add a building block, just simply select what you like in here and then click on insert. But in this case, okay, let's try to add a page number. Wait, let's check where our, okay, there. So let's try to insert a building block. Let's just try to insert a table. Where are the tables? Okay, here. So you can, let's try to insert a table 1. So here you have the preview, and then you just click on insert. So see, you already have, or you quickly inserted the building block that you like. So that's it. Now, how can you create and copy your own building block? So for example, let's just take this out so that that's how you simply add or insert a building block. Now, if you like to create your own building block, for instance, a signature per se, diba? So you like to create and copy your own building block. So as mentioned, building block makes it easier for you to do tasks, especially if there are repetitive things. So for instance, if you like to do a lot of documents that need to have your signature, diba? So kana siya, you can just simply create a building block with your signature. For example, in letters, in I don't know what other things you can use, in your business letters or your, I don't know, submissions if there are needed, if your name or your signature is needed. So you can make use of just creating your own building blocks. So new building blocks that you create in Word are stored by default in the building blocks.dotx file. So this template is automatically enabled at all the time. So no matter what document you're working on and no matter what template it chooses, the building block you store will be available. That is, as long as you're working on the same computer and are signed in into Windows with the same user account. Now let's try to create our own, or I will show you how to create your own building block. So I already have here my signature, so name, position, company, and then let us select this first. Okay, let's select that, and then insert tab, go to quick parts. Then as you can see here, the save selection to quick part is already available. So just simply click on that, save selection. And then this create new building block dialog box appears. So you have the name of your building block. So let's just change it to like signature. And then what gallery would you like it to be? So for instance, just in quick parts. And then the category is just general. So you can just, the description is, you can just customize it. And then again, the default is that it will be saved at buildingblocks.dotx. Then just click on OK. And then when we look at quick parts, see, you already have here the customized, or the one you created, building block. So that's how easy it is to create your own building block. So for instance, you would okay, so let's add it somewhere else. So just click on the quick parts and then click on your building block, and voila, it's in there. It's as easy as that. That's how you can easily create your own building blocks. Next is inserting an equation. So Microsoft Word has built-in equations which you can insert from the quick parts gallery. So let's go to the gallery again, or the building blocks organizer, and then equations. So here you have these equations. So when you create a table that contains values, you can calculate your answers by inserting an equation. So the same rules that you learned in math apply when inserting equations. You can use the Equation Tools Design tab, which appears when you insert an equation into a document to edit or construct your own equation. So for instance, let us choose expansion of a sum. So for the Pythagorean, let's go with the Pythagorean. It's easier. So here, as you can see, you have a new tab that appeared, the Equation Tools Design tab. So this is how you can easily insert an equation, if you are trying to make one. So you have here the available options that you would like. So for instance, you would like to change the built-in, but we were dealing with the Pythagorean, or you can just simply customize your own. Or you can just simply customize your own equation by, let's go to insert, and then equation. Here you can, it still has the same built-in. So let's again do that. And then again, you can customize this to your own liking. So for example, here, if you are dealing with fractions, here it has different options. You want your fractions to be shown in this style or this style, diba? So if you are dealing with differentials, or pies, so you have available options. If you are dealing with superscripts and subscripts, so these are also available. If you're dealing with radicals, integrals, and many more. So you have a lot of options of what kind of function or what kind of equation would you like to create. So if you're doing with statistics, we make use of a lot of summations in statistics. So brackets, functions, accents, limits, and logs. So there are different kinds of symbols that you can use or you can utilize for you to create equations much easier. So you also have different styles here. Right now it contains basic math, but you have available options as well. So Greek letters, operators, arrows, scripts, geometry. So here, for instance, this is a angle, right angle, and so on. So diba, you can make use of all these options to create an equation. So that's how easy it is. So for example, let's do a sample equation. Let's create an equation for what equation? Let's do BA319 because that's what I am most familiar with. Let's do a BA319 equation. So for instance, you are working on let's say z-score, diba? Your z-score is equal to your z-score. You're dealing with fractions, so stack fraction there, and then the above is your z-score is your x. So x, value x, actually it's like xi. So let's use the script here. Let's zoom it so you can see it properly. There. So it's x and then I, meaning any value of x, minus your mean, which is your x bar. Now, since you're already dealing with a bar, diba, you can find bars here in accents. So there are a lot of accents. Then the bar is here. So x bar meaning your mean, sample mean. Oops, that's not included. And then divided by your standard deviation, which is your S. So there you already have your formula for a z-score. So that's how easy it is to again create or insert an equation using MS Word.